vlogs. So today we are talking about how to make money as a photographer when you can't work with clients. In particular, we're going to be focusing on passive income and selling presets. Now, I know with the current climate and the COVID-19 situation, a lot of us has lost shoots and projects have been cancelled and it's hard to stay afloat. Passive income like presets can actually be a great way to supplement your income and to keep your business going. So we're going to dive right into the details as to how you make a preset, where to sell it, how best to do it, and let's jump in. So there are very few things that I hate more than a tutorial that talks about a concept but doesn't actually show you how to do it. So today we're not just going to be talking about presets. What we're going to do is put a preset set together. We are going to set up an online store, get the presets up there, actually walk through marketing, and essentially what I'm going to show you is how to launch a set of presets start to finish, step by step, in real time. So to help us do that, I'm putting together a set of my most loved presets to help creators out. It's going to be getting sold for a price of a cup of coffee, and actually for the first couple of weeks, given all the craziness that's going on, it is going to be sold for even less than that. So you'll get an entire set of presets for only a couple of bucks. I just figured I should share the love because I can, so that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So let's jump into this. So to create a preset, we're gonna jump into Lightroom, open the Develop tab, and get going. So once you're at this point, you have two options. You can find an edit that you love that has sort of settings that you keep coming back to, and create a preset using that, or you can start from scratch and dial in settings that you think would make a good preset and save that once you're done. If you are going with the second route, I would recommend that you stick with sliders other than white balance and exposure, because the reason is that you would like to tailor the white balance and exposure to each individual shot, and that should be dialed in on a photo by photo basis. That is not a hard and fast rule. I have seen many presets where there's white balance and tint dialed in as well as exposure. So, you know, do what you will, but just a couple of things to keep in mind. Once we have set up what our settings would be, you go into your left side panel in terms of presets, and you just hit that plus button, name your preset, and you're good to go. Now, before you release these into the world, please test your presets, which means selecting a wide variety of shots and applying those presets throughout to make sure nothing crazy happens and that your preset doesn't just work for one set of conditions. This might actually be the most time-consuming part of developing presets in general. So take your time with it, make sure that the product you're releasing is quality and reflects what you want to be seen as, and when it comes to your Lightroom presets and edits. I would also recommend that your presets are essentially in line with your style and online presence, just because people will see your photos and they will probably be buying your presets to get a similar look, and if they're wildly different, you're gonna have a few unsatisfied customers. So say my look is quite vibrant. I have a particular range of blues that I use, but overall, you know, photos are quite punchy. There's a lot of definition in the shadows, like that's sort of my style. If I went and released a preset pack that's like really desaturated, you know, really sort of washed out look, and there's grain and, you know, things like that, people wouldn't know what was going on. Don't be that person.
Once you created all your presets and put them in a group, just right click the group, choose export and save the zip file down onto your computer.
So we have our preset, we are good to go. There are two options, well, two good options that I would recommend you go in terms of selling your presets. So the first one is if you don't have a huge following, which is Filter Pro. This is a store developed by Visual Rev. If you know him from Instagram and YouTube, great curator, really talented photographer. He used to do how to edit tutorials, mimicking other people's styles, and had a serious knack for it. So as a creator, he felt there was a need for a platform to sell presets on. The main thing about this is that it's a platform by creators for creators, and people can browse presets, and the thing is, people are there already to buy presets, and they essentially can see your presets along with everyone else's as they're browsing along, which means there's a higher chance of you getting found by someone other than your own followers or people that are coming from, you know, your website. So if you have a small following, Filter Pro is great. The other thing about Filter Pro is that it's low risk, so they take commission instead of a fixed monthly fee for you to use the service. So essentially, if you don't sell anything, you don't pay anything. It is a great system for anyone who's really just finding their feet and just trying to get into selling presets, and you know, you might not be sure how it goes, etc. So for sort of small getting started photographers, this is great. You're not gonna have to sink any money in terms of investment, and you will get an audience just by being on the platform. The other option, and this is in particular great for anyone who already has a large following, or you may be having a lot of website traffic coming through your website or portfolio, which is Selfie. Now they have a bunch of different plans, and we'll look at those in a minute, but the main kind of thing with Selfie is that you have your own store. So this isn't a case of, you know, someone going on to Selfie and then they browse all the sellers. No, they need to know where to go. So it's kind of almost like your own little store, if you're thinking of, like, you know, brick and mortar stores. Whereas Filter Pro is sort of a browsing system where everyone's in the one place. So think, you know, farmer's market type of situation. So with Selfie, you have a monthly fee that you have to pay, but if you are expecting to sell high volumes, it is absolutely nothing. You will get that covered in just a few sales. So if you are expecting to be selling a lot and you want your store to really reflect your brand, because you do have full control of what your store looks like, Selfie is great. Both of these platforms, you can, or methods of selling, you can upload your preset files from the go, and essentially you don't need to be emailing or doing anything when a sale is made. Immediately the platform will let the buyer download your product, and you're good to go. The other benefit of Sellfy actually is that you don't necessarily just have to sell presets, you can sell any digital asset whatsoever. So you can have, you can sell email templates, you can sell budget files. I've seen people sell like instructionals and tutorials in PDF format or even in video format. You can essentially sell anything you can think of. So for the more advanced person, absolutely Sellfy is the way to go if you're getting started. I'm edging on the Filter Pro side for you, and we will actually go through both of those. You can see the setup now and decide which do you prefer. So let's jump into it. Hi guys, editing router over here. So it turns out that Filter Pro is actually no longer available. The platform got decommissioned. So what we're gonna do today is focus on the Sellfy setup and selling. However, if you do want to go with the route of your presets being displayed along with other creators, there is a website called Filtergrade that essentially does a very similar thing to Filter Pro, and again, if you have small reach, it could be an option. Be aware that to get verified as a seller on Filtergrade, it takes 5 to 10 days, so be sure to build that into your launch timelines. Now, let's jump back into the tutorial and get into Sellfy and do this.
Once you have signed up to Sellfy, fill in the bit about yourself section, so your field, for me it's photography, how you're planning to sell it, what's your audience in terms of social following. You're good to start your trial and set up your store. So what comes next is adding your first product, because we are going to be selling presets. We selected digital product. You can also sell other products, from subscription based items to even t-shirts or prints, so the sky's the limit on this one. Once you have your new product window open, you quite literally just add the product file, which is the zip with all of our presets in it. You then name your presets and enter a really good description. Really put some effort into this. People need to be able to go to your store and actually know what your product is all about. So be sure to put in a fair amount of detail. I went ahead and actually described what a preset does, what it's good for in a couple of places. I even mentioned, what its main feature is, in terms of, lifted shadows or whatever the case may be. Once you have the description completed, build a category for it. Especially if you're planning to build a bigger store, it's really good to be able to differentiate between presets and say lots, etc., and other digital products. Set your price and be sure to set the full price of the product here. If you want to run a discount, you can do it through a different section within the marketing portion of Sellfy. Next, and this is potentially one of the most crucial parts, is uploading your preset previews. So this should be your before and after images. Make sure that they really stand out. Make sure the fonts are in line with your brand, and make sure the images are nice and dramatic. So this is your place to shine. Make sure that you display your presets to the best of their ability. And you are done. That's it. Save the product and it will automatically appear on your store. Next, we want to customize our store, so make sure you add a banner. Again, that should be similar to your brand. So my banner is actually the same as my YouTube banner. Enter your store name, so be it your name or the name of your business. add in a tagline to tell people what they're going to be seeing in your store. So here it's Lightroom presets and photography resources, and also add in your socials, so YouTube, Instagram, Behance, whatever the case may be.
So you have your preset set up and uploaded onto your chosen platform. Now comes the marketing part. Now this is key. You have an awesome product. Tell people about it. Get on your socials, get on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram in particular, and just show off your work. So make sure that a couple of days beforehand and then probably a week after launch, your posts are carousel posts, and they're before and afters edited with your presets. So the first shot is the edited, and then the second shot that you're posting within that same post is the before photo. Make sure they're quite dramatic changes as well. People love those. And while telling people about the fact that you're launching presets, don't make it just about the marketing. Include a little story about the photo, or include some editing tips that would be, important for a photo like that. So, something, if it applies, about shooting underexposed to make sure you can recover highlights, etc., etc. So that's way number one. And then the second way to market your presets on Instagram is stories. Stories are really powerful and can sometimes have even higher reach than your posts. So again, you want to do before and afters, and you can get quite high volume of these and post them, and people love seeing shots like that, so don't be afraid to do it. What you're looking for is a before shot, an after shot edited with your presets, and then an after shot with the name of your preset and the fact that it's either launching soon or that the link is already in your bio. If you have above 10k followers, make sure you insert a swipe up link in there as well. That's crucial. People don't like to work for anything these days, so the easier you can make it for people to get into your store, the better. So to end this video, this is how you launch a preset. Let me know below in the comments if you are actually considering of doing this, if you're already selling, or if you're using presets. Yeah, keep in touch, and I'll see you in the next one.
And here's a bonus tip for getting to the end of the video. Congrats! So the good thing about Sellfy is that they have really great analytics. So for every product in your store, you can go onto this analytics page and actually view how well you've been doing. And now this truly is a wrap. I will see you in the next video.